The video removed? A video on colloidal silver for dogs and cats? It was removed by YouTube. Is this stuff really so dangerous according to the FDA? And is this content you should know about?
Are you looking to learn more about natural pet health and wellness? You've come to the right place. Click the link to subscribe to Veterinary Secrets.
Many moons ago, I learned about this alternative remedy called colloidal silver for our pets. The FDA, they say this stuff, colloidal silver, according to them, it's not safe. The active ingredient in colloidal silver, it is silver. There are microscopic particles of silver suspended in water. Incredibly dilute. We are looking at parts per million. Imagine one drop, this entire room. But according to the FDA, silver, it can be toxic to the body in several ways. Number one, it can cause this marked bluish discoloration called argyria. It can affect the brain, the nervous system, in high levels. Excessive amounts of silver, it can affect your dog's organs, the kidneys, the liver, even the heart. That's scary, isn't it, Tula? And for sure, if you take enough silver, you're going to have your organs affected. It's going to affect your brain, your nervous system. But the amount of silver that's in colloidal silver and the doses that people are using on themselves, their dogs and cats, it is microscopic. It is a teeny amount, and they are not seeing any clinical side effects when it's given at appropriate doses. So yes, if you were to give your dog or cat 1,000 times the advised dose, yeah, you're going to potentially see side effects. But if you yourself decide to take even just 10 times the advised aspirin dose, you're going to have serious clinical signs, vomiting, diarrhea, potentially organ failure as it affects your kidneys. And if you were to ask me, like, what's more dangerous, the aspirin, the colloidal silver, 10 out of 10 times, I'd always say this, the aspirin. And it turns out the FDA said this stuff, it's okay. This stuff, stay away from. One paper titled The Evaluation of the Acute Toxicity of Colloidal Silver Nanoparticles, they came to the conclusion that there is virtually no safety concern with colloidal silver. When colloidal silver is given at suggested doses, it is incredibly safe. When it is even given in potentially 4, 5, 10 times those suggested doses, it still seemed to be safe. The only time they can find it to be toxic when they're given in these massive doses, 1,000 times the suggested amount. So you have a paper saying it's very safe, but does this stuff even help? Like, is it just placebo? Do you give it to your dog, your cat, put it on your skin, take it for a cold and flu? Like, is there any science behind this stuff actually being beneficial for any conditions? Well, there's a new study. It was titled The Antibacterial Effects of this Colloidal Silver. Part of the study's conclusions, they found that many antibiotic-resistant bacteria, they actually responded to this colloidal silver. So let's get this straight. Here we have an alternative treatment which has a very high safety margin. Big plus on my side. Secondarily, we have some research also showing it to be actually effective, beneficial against some of these antibiotic-resistant bacteria. So you got two big things. You got this high safety margin. You have an alternative treatment that's effective. Based on those two pieces of information, I'd say that doesn't warrant the FDA's strong warning. And YouTube taking that video down. So apparently I can't talk about the uses of colloidal silver in dogs and cats because the FDA says it's not dangerous and this is spreading misinformation, and a gasp. Clearly we don't need more misinformation. But how about information that is potentially beneficial for your dogs and cats and, it doesn't cause secondary side effects like antibiotic resistance? I have clients using this in practice as a natural antibacterial. They're dosing the colloidal silver at 2 drops or 2 micrograms per 10 pounds of body weight twice daily. They're using it topically for skin and wound infections. You're trying to speed up wound healing. You're going to drop 2 or 3 drops over top of that wound. You're going to do that 2 to 4 times a day. 5 to 7 days. Colloidal silver is used topically for eye infections. 1 to 2 drops into the affected eye 4 times a day, 5 days. Colloidal silver also has been used topically for ear infections. 2 to 4 drops into the ear twice a day, 5 to 7 days. Also being used for cold and flu viruses, i.e. a dog with kennel cough, a cat with a cat flu. 2 drops per 10 pounds of body weight twice daily. If Tula had a fever, I'd be using colloidal silver. Dula, she had a non-healing wound on her nose, and you gasp, would not believe what I used topically. Colloidal silver 4 times a day, 5 days, and it cleared it up. But according to the powers that be at YouTube, the FDA, and who knows, those who are designed to keep us safe and gasp away from like dangerous things like this, I can't suggest that you use colloidal silver on your dogs or cats. Fortunately, you are in charge of you. You get to make the healthcare decisions for your pets. So if you happen to be in a natural health store and you see some colloidal silver, you see that your dog has an ear infection that's not clearing up, there's a wound, you may want a spleen wound healing. It's clearly your right to go there, pick this up, and use it as you see fit. You just can't publicly talk about it. In conclusion, you get to make up your own mind how you feel is best to treat your dog or cat for the array of different ailments they're going to have. My one big suggestion, try to go towards things that have a really low chance of side effects. But however you choose to treat your dog or cats, just ensure that it's something that has a wide safety margin, it's potentially effective, and hopefully reasonable priced. Thank you guys so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets of my banned YouTube video. Click up there to subscribe, hit the bell to sign up for notifications, and when you click that link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book. Colloidal silver. Is this really toxic to our dogs and cats that the FDA says? Or is it really helpful as many alternative practitioners suggest? I encourage you to find out in this video. Should you really be using this stuff, colloidal silver, on yourself, your dogs, your cats? Well, I'm not really qualified to speak on the topic of people,